almost over and that schools are starting back in the next couple of weeks. Guess summer vacation and travel is kind of coming to an end. That means it's time to start booking our holiday travel. Hey y'all, it's Christy, the Gen X Gypsy, and welcome. Today I'm going to share with you my tips on how to get cheap airfare, especially for our upcoming holiday season. Now that summer travel is over, let's start thinking about Thanksgiving and Christmas. But first, I'm a little hungry, so let's go fix a smoothie and I'll share with you my first tip on how to get cheap airfare. Hey, so our first tip for getting cheap airline tickets is to be flexible with where you're going. If you are not looking to book for some place like Hawaii or Alaska or Japan or somewhere super specific, well, I guess Japan is a big country and not necessarily super specific, but if you're open to just an idea of a place, like maybe you want to go somewhere tropical with warm water, or you want to go somewhere to go skiing, but you don't really have to be in Hawaii to be somewhere tropical, or you don't have to be in a certain place in Mexico to be somewhere tropical. Widen your horizons as to where you actually want to go. Sometimes you'll find that it is so much cheaper to fly like somewhere in Central America instead of to Hawaii, and you can save hundreds on your plane tickets by going to a different location. Same thing for skiing. It may be $400 less to fly to Utah than it is to fly to Colorado or to British Columbia, wherever you may be choosing to go skiing. So make sure to broaden your horizons for your ultimate destination, and you may be able to score a much cheaper ticket that way. Now, in my circumstances today, I need to get a ticket for my daughter for Thanksgiving, and we're going to Puerto Rico. So I don't have that option to look at other locations because we already have a group, a huge group that's going to Puerto Rico, and she's going to fly down there to join us. Oh, so good. I really needed that. My second tip also deals with geography, but from an airport perspective. Say you are flying out of a bigger city or airport, like in New York City you have LaGuardia and JFK. You might explore what the ticket costs are at Newark. Or like my daughter is going to be flying out of Portland, so I will probably explore what the ticket costs are for Seattle Tacoma because it's not that far away. If you have other options of airports around you, take a look at those ticket prices as well, because you might be surprised at how much less expensive they are. But keep in mind that you might be adding other expenses to that ticket as well. You could have higher parking expenses, or if you're looking at an airport for your destination, like we are going to Puerto Rico and there are two airports on Puerto Rico, the one that is actually closest to us generally tends to be more expensive, but if my daughter flies into San Juan, then we have to pay for a driver to drive her 2 hours to our location. So we kind of have to balance what the costs are for that, and maybe the more expensive plane ticket is worth it because we don't have to pay the driver. So make sure you think about those things when you are looking at the tickets and where the airports are located. But do explore that because you could save yourself a lot of money that way. I'm gonna eat a little more of this. I'll be right back. If you are set on a particular destination, I would suggest you do a deep dive into their seasons, because you may find that there is a shoulder season that is actually a really nice time to travel. When I was living in Nicaragua, the high season for Nicaragua was summer and Christmas, because it was rainy during the months of April and May, and September and October. But what I found is that after the middle of October, it actually got really nice. The end of October through November were actually some of the nicest times to be in Nicaragua, because the jungles were all nice and lush from all of the rain that they had just had, and it was sunny and not quite as hot as it gets in January and February. But everybody always said that rainy season ran all the way through the end of November. Make sure that you do your research, because you may find that there is a shoulder season that you could go and it will save you a lot of money. For our next tip, if you have not started using Google Flights yet to search for your flights, I would encourage you to take a look at the website. Not only is it very clean and easy to look at, it is super intuitive and easy to use. There are some great advantages to Google Flights. The first one is it is the fastest flight search engine out there right now. It is faster than Kayak, Expedia, or any of those other travel search engines that you may be using. It allows you to use a calendar-based view, so you can look at the month that you're looking to travel in and find what dates are the cheapest, or you can even look out for an entire year, up to 12 months, and see when it is the cheapest to fly to wherever you want to go. And two other very unique things that Google Flights has, they allow you to search multiple cities that you are leaving from and multiple cities that you might be flying to. So you can put in 7 airports that you want to fly from and up to 7 destinations that you want to go to, and it doesn't slow the system down at all. It's really nice if you're using it for that second tip I gave you about searching other airports that are near where you're flying out of or near to the destination that you're going to. The last really cool feature is it allows you to see the cheapest place to fly to if you put in a set of dates. So you can just put in that you don't have any destination. You can just put in where you want to fly from and leave the destination blank, and you can put in dates, and then it will open up a map and you can look all over the world to see what the prices are to fly anywhere during that period of time. I think that's really kind of cool. And if you just want to see where you might be able to find cheap tickets for anywhere at any time, you can also put in flexible dates, and then it'll populate the map with all of the prices at different dates. I just think that that is a super cool feature. A couple of drawbacks to Google Flights are, number one, they do not show the Southwest Airlines tickets. If you want to fly Southwest, you're going to have to go to Southwest directly and look up their flights. And number two, every once in a while they will show flight fares that are actually not available. You can't actually book on Google Flights. If you step through the process, you pick your flight going and your return flight, eventually it sends you directly to the airline's website itself for you to actually book that fare. So unlike Expedia or Orbitz or any of the other travel ones where you actually are booking through their sites, Google Flights doesn't do that. They just send you directly to the airline, which in my opinion is good. I personally prefer to book directly through the airline. I just think that there's some benefits to that rather than going through a third party where it can be a little bit challenging if you need to make changes. So if you guys are liking this video so far, if you could do me a favor and tap that like button, I sure would appreciate it. Now let's get on to the next tip. And my last tip for you, if you have the flexibility, a recurring theme throughout this video, if you have the flexibility to fly on a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Saturday, you are generally going to find that those are going to be your cheapest flights. It's old school, but it's still true. That is still a benefit of having business travelers out there. Business travelers don't want to fly on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, so we benefit from that. I want to leave you with one last thought that is particular to 2021. and that is to be kind to the people working in the airports and in the airplanes when you travel. There has been, unfortunately, a significant number of unnecessary activities and attitudes and just awful things happening on planes and in airports, with people not even acting like other human beings are human beings. So just remember that everybody is out there trying to do their job, and there are shortages of employees everywhere you go right now. So be patient, be patient, be patient. It's the #1 rule for traveling in 2021. Please make sure to pack that patience with you and be kind to the people that are serving you in the capacity. If you're watching this, you are most likely going to travel for a vacation and to do something fun. Those people are working hard to get you there so that you can have a good time. Appreciate and respect that they are there for you. And now I'm going to get off my soapbox. I hope that you have gotten something out of this video. If you have a particular tip that you use to get cheap airfare, share it in the comments below. I'd also love to hear if you have had experiences traveling this year where the employees have gone above and beyond for you in that circumstance. Have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.